Foundation looks good. Jeff and his guys, they did a really good job getting this knocked out pretty quick for me. Everything looks nice and straight. Ended up having them fill all the walls solid. That way I can backfill everything, because I've got to put dirt all the way up, just about to the top, all the way around this thing. So I was like, you know what, that's going to be a lot of pressure, especially back here with 4.5 feet of dirt against it. I was like, let's just go ahead and fill this solid. Got rebar in it and everything, so don't have to worry about that going anywhere. I think it looks good. I got to get some waterproofing and put on here. I got all my foundation drain pipe on the trailer. I'll run that around here. I've got some gravel over there on the other side of the farm. I can scoop up, bring over here and dump around it. And then I can go ahead. Barney's here. I had to figure out something to load dirt with. But I can go ahead and scoop up some dirt and start bringing it over here and getting all this backfilled around here and filled in. So yeah, more projects. And they got the gutters on the pavilion, so I can go ahead and take those. You can tell it was definitely flowing pretty good here. I can go ahead, I have a roll of the solid pipe. I can go ahead and run these downspouts over there to the wall there, and I don't have to worry about all this runoff coming through here as well. So yeah, shaping up. But what do you do at 6 p.m. after working all day long? You come home and work on your stuff. So I didn't get a video yesterday, but I came around here, actually it was Saturday, came around here and did the waterproofing on the cabin. So I've got my foundation drain pipe. I've got to take the shovel and dig out some of this sand right here that washed in the rain the other night, and run my pipe all the way around here, dump it out at the back, and I got the backhoe with some gravel to dump in here to cover that up. And then I'll end up pretty much backfilling with dirt right up, probably slightly higher than everything that I have waterproofed, and kind of get drainage away from the foundation. Looks like the stone was delivered today, so going to do stone around all the columns and corner benches. And here is all the, I forgot what you call this stuff, limestone caps. They're pretty cool. So got a bunch of those. Looks like a lot of cinder block. Perfect. There's all the 4-inch block for going around the post. And the electricians start tomorrow to get everything wired up. So yeah, definitely making some progress on the pavilion here. Yeah, he's got some wood right there if you needed any more. Yeah. A lot of stone and a lot of corners. That stuff is expensive. And then I've got 3 more pallets over there that I'll bring over here in case they need some more. But it is mirrored image of what's on the cabin, so I like the way it looked. It is the most labor intensive stone I think you can put on there. It's just so small. It's 1 to 3 inch, so it takes a long time to build a wall out of 1-inch rocks. But it should look really good when it's done. So I'm gonna go ahead and dig out that sand, go ahead and roll my pipe out, see if I can't get some of that covered in gravel today before it gets dark. When you need the little Cimarron on the other side of the farm, and it's just way too far to walk this little thing over there. You catch a ride in the backhoe bucket. Stay, don't tip over, don't tip over. Stay. We'll be on the home stretch here in a minute. It'll be smoother. Looks like we're gonna make it. So I got all the gravel in around the foundation for all the foundation drains. Now I'm going to take the backhoe. Topsoil is hard to come by right here on the farm. So I'm going to set the camera up, take the backhoe. All this is getting filled in, so I don't want to bury this topsoil. As you tell, it grows beautiful grass. So I'm going to dig this out real quick, the backhoe, throw it over here, and then when I bring all my clay in here to backfill all this, I can put that topsoil back over top of it when I'm done. So I brought the 220 home. I've already taken down a couple trees. I got one more pine tree to take down. Barney is airing up. I'm gonna dig another hole over here, get some clay to backfill the foundation. That dirt over there by the pond, I'm fine filling a hole in with it, but I don't want to use it around the foundation because it is some pretty nasty stuff when it gets wet, and this is some pretty nice clay when it does dry out. So I'll backfill it all with that, so I can pack it in. And then, as you see, that's where I had my other big hole, actually dug with the drag line. Most of it's pretty solid. That end still put a little bit squishy there, but I just finished raking some more dirt over top of it. It'll settle in and be fine and dandy. So let's take down that last tree. We'll go ahead and load the truck up with some dirt and haul it out back. got load number 4 on the truck. I've dumped out 3. I'm gonna start up the loader, walk back over there to the shop, grab the sheep's foot compactor, bring it over here, and start spreading this dirt out. I did not realize, well, I forgot. I did realize yesterday. There was some water in the truck bed, and when I brought it over there, I saw it run out, but I thought it all ran out, but it didn't. So now I've got a pile of mud right here. I don't know how much water was in the bed, but I saw a lot fall out. So that should be nice and dandy when I run over that with a compactor, but it is what it is. Let me get this spread out and try to, I got one more load, maybe try to get this section back here filled in today. That way if any of this water does come off the building, it will start running that way, and that's the way I want it to go. Well, I got that first lift rolled in and dumped the last load out of the truck. And I'm gonna take the little excavator, push around these edges here real quick, roll that in. And as you can tell, the sun is about down. Call it a day. Well, what do you know? Another day. We're at 6:30 and I'm just getting started on doing something for myself. So that's why the videos always get cut short. There's just never enough time. Anyways, I need to move this pile of dirt out of the way. It got a little bit hectic over here with the track loader yesterday. Move this out of the way and see if I can't grab a few more rocks to finish my wall out, kind of get it over here to the corner. That way I can go ahead and get this backfilled. I got a lake. Well, I didn't have anything to move the rock with, and I didn't get this pile of dirt moved in time, and it rained last night. The good thing is the water's heading in the right direction. I just didn't get that moved in time. So yeah, looks like I need to scrape up this dirt, throw it over here out of the way, and let that drain. But I'm gonna wait to do that until I finish the wall. Once again, ran out of time, so I'm gonna get the 220 going and you can watch me stack the last of the rocks. I'll take the loader, scoop this up, dump it up here, and then that will drain a little bit better then. I did get, I don't know, 8 or 10 rocks stacked yesterday before I had to leave. It's nice and wet now. So let's stack these and see how the wall turns out. Rock wall is, I guess, completed for this phase. Still got a few more left over. But until I know where the county is going to make me put my septic field at, I'm going to stop because I'm not exactly sure where the pipe's going to have to come out. But I was going to kind of stair step it down anyways, somewhere in there, because there's going to be a deck on the back of this. And I'm going to go ahead and backfill that. I got a couple more pieces of fabric in the truck. I'll go ahead and put there. And I'll have to pick through some of those smaller rocks, kind of fill in some of the voids like I did. Kind of like right in there, but yeah, I like the way it's turned out right there. Got a nice little curve to it around, coming back. I'll get some of those small ones, just kind of fill in these voids here and there. It'll kind of lock everything together, but I got these actually pretty tight. It is wet. It was dusty dry yesterday, but I didn't have enough time, so here we are. I'm gonna take the loader, move this pile of dirt back a little bit, and I do have a load in the off-road truck. Probably go ahead and bring it down here, dump it, place it in here with the excavator, cover up my pipe, then I can probably dump one more load and then compact everything in so I don't crush anything. well, it would appear the vibration from the truck and or the roller or dumping the dirt knocked 3 rocks over. Well, I guess I'll just have to fix those. I don't think the little camera will pick those up. They might drag them back up there. It might drag those. Maybe. Good chance it won't. It'll at least drag that one back up there. Well, let me push this dirt out and I'll see if I can put the rocks back up here. Well, the 953 isn't probably the best machine of choice, but it's the only thing I have here at the time because all the other equipment is on job sites. So I'll take that little machine, kind of push that in there, see if I can pull this dirt back and maybe get a couple of those rocks put back. I just don't know if it'll pick them up or not. It might. Well, not my prettiest work in the world, but considering what I had to work with, it's decent. I was able to get all that dirt around back and I moved that out of the way. I'll let that drain. I'll probably just come over here and scratch that just a little bit more and with the little one, and that should finish draining out pretty easily, I think. And then once all that stone's out of the way, then I can take and fill all that in with topsoil. Still got to come up like a foot, and that'll give me all my drainage to get the water over here that I need. So, fun little afternoon project. Even though it took me a few evenings, I was able to get the wall finished today. I've got one more rock. They fell over when I dumped that dirt out, and I tried to get them put back, but I just couldn't get that one back right there. So, still got a stack of rock up there. Ended up putting like, oh my, like 6 loads in the front, like five in the front, and I think like 5 or 6 back here. So I've got a pretty good sized hole over there again. Left it all low so that I can put topsoil in here and cover all this clay up. I didn't have enough topsoil to fill it all in with that. Plus there'll be some sidewalks and a few little porches over here, so I needed something pretty compactable to put down right there. And I'm trying to figure out, power is going to come in from over here, but I can't run. I guess I could have put it in, but I didn't want to smash it. Till the masons are done, hook that gutter downspout up. That's the pipe for there. I'll just dig it and put it right along the edge there, but I'll bury it real deep right there, so when I run my power over here and power back over there, I don't run into it. But that's it. This is packed in and backfilled.